Welcome, YouTube. I'm Wolfen, and welcome to the movie review of Grave Encounters. Hi, guys. Don't mean to be just a little bit over dramatic since we're doing Grave Encounters today, which is basically a paranormal investigation mockumentary. So it's not real. It's not but it's basically kind of taking off of all the paranormal investigation TV shows out there. I love this film. I watched this probably 8 years ago. I just actually got done rewatching it, plus Grave Encounters 2 the other night. It's probably one of my favorite paranormal investigation movies out there. I can't really think of any of them that I really like more. This tends to be the one that I do tend to watch the most, and we're going to get into why. I tend to watch this one more than I watch any of the others. But I hope you guys are all having a good day today. But I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like the video, please give the video a like. If you guys are liking the channel, please give the channel a sub, so you guys see when I come out with new stuff, which is between 3 to 5 times a week right now. So, but let's get on into Grave Encounters. So Grave Encounters was a Canadian film done in 2011. It was shot at the Riverview. Let me check real quick. Let me check my notes. Riverview Hospital up in British Columbia. It was made for very little money. It was made for $120,000, which is a lot of money. There's definitely been some more indie film stuff that's been done for less, but $120,000 is not bad. It made at the box office $5.5 million, so not bad return. But it stars Sean Rogerson, Ashley Grisco, Merwin Montesur, Mackenzie Gray, and Juan Reidinger as a crew of paranormal investigation for a television show called Grave Encounters. It was directed and edited by the Vicious Brothers. I don't really know a whole lot about them, but I think the biggest reason why I love this film is that because of the budget, which was good, which is why a lot of times I love indie horror films, because they don't have the budget to do really big CGI stuff. So they have to rely on practical effects. And for me, in a horror movie, practical effects are way better. They keep you in the scene instead of pulling you out. CGI tends to pull me out, or really bad CGI pulls me out. Really good CGI, if it blends really well into whatever scene it's in, can sometimes help. But a lot of times, especially with indie, you don't have the budget for really good CGI. So stay away from it. Go with practical effects. Much better. Much better. So this movie relied a lot more on building the tension, using practical effects like, a moving, wheelchair, a slam of a door, hair being blown, things like that. And like just creepy little sounds here and there. In a asylum, if you've never been into an asylum, especially an empty asylum, they're echoey, they're cold, and I mean really cold, especially if the power's been off, whatever. These things get really cold. And it just builds with tension. I've gone through a couple in my lifetime. But let's get a little bit onto the plot. We're not going to really give any spoilers on this. This is more review because I want you guys to watch this movie. I want you to enjoy this movie, or hopefully enjoy this movie. Maybe this won't be your cup of tea. It's definitely my cup of tea. But basically, it's Lance Preston, who is played by Sean Rogerson, finds out about. If this is their sixth episode for Grave Encounters, a new paranormal investigation show. They're going to the Collingwood Psychiatric Hospital to do this. They get let in. They get shown the place. They get shown all the hot spots, all that kind of good stuff. and then they start the recording. They basically are locked in for, I believe it's 8 hours. So the film starts in the beginning where, you get a little bit of history of the place, things like that, and it's daylight. And you're kind of wondering, how is this going to be 8 hours? Because, you can tell it's fall in Canada at this time because they're wearing light jackets, not winter jackets, but it's not warm enough to be wearing no jackets. And you see some leaves on the ground, things like that. So you know that the sun's going to be going down like at 5. But luckily they give a timestamp, and every once in a while they'll give a timestamp for the video running, but they also give a timestamp up at the top sometimes of what actual time it is. So, and they basically get locked in at 10 p.m. and they're going till 6 a.m. But so everything going on. They're moving. They're putting up all the cameras. A couple of things happen during the cameras being put up that you're kind of like, oh. So something's going on here. Okay. And then just things pick up from there. Like I said, I'm not going to give any spoilers because I want you guys to see this. But it is a very good, little bit of here in the beginning. Okay, a little bit more. It builds up very nicely until all hell breaks loose. And the effects that they use, like I said, the practical effects, they use a little bit of CGI, just a little bit, to mess with some faces. But other than that, it's all practical effects, and it helps keeping you in until they do until they get you. So, but yeah, that's about as much as I'm going to give as far as that goes. The movie is 95 minutes long. It was done for $120,000. They made $5.5 million just at that point out the box office. So they've made more. My opinion on the film is, for me, it's one of my favorite paranormal investigation mockumentaries. It's used the use of practical effects, the building of the tension, the showing behind the scenes of a paranormal investigation show, and then on camera and off camera is really fun to watch because Lance, when he's on camera, he's got that serious, how I started the video. I'm Wolfen, and hear it. Full Moon Investigations. It's that whole act that he puts on, and then off camera, he's fine. He's just a normal guy that you sometimes think is a dick, because it's more about getting the footage than, people being safe, which you would kind of imagine would be a lot like that for some of these shows out there. But the acting in it, for me, the acting felt real. When they were on camera, it was a little bit of overacting. When they were off camera, they were just people being scared that something was going on that they could not figure out what the hell was going on. They lose some people. They don't know where they're at. So they start freaking out. So the freak out in the movie, once things start happening and they start freaking out more, is palpable. I mean, it is definitely it definitely builds up into a crescendo where it just becomes mass mayhem, and exactly what you would expect, people getting lost, because these places normally don't have power either. So yeah, you're running around in the dark. It is pitch black. There is no light source whatsoever other than what you bring with you at night. So you could do this and you wouldn't be able to tell your hand was there. That's how dark it gets in these places. It is absolutely freaky. And if you're having to run, losing people is going to happen. It is definitely a thing. So for me, it was very, I appreciated how real it felt, because I've done this. So it was fun seeing, some of the freakouts that I had being on film. So it was kind of fun. So my opinion on is if you've not watched this film, definitely watch it. Granted, you might not like it. You might find flaws. I wasn't a film student. I've taken some classes on how to make a horror film, because at one point I wanted to be the Kevin Smith of the horror film genre, but yeah, that fell along the wayside a long time ago. But I'm not a film critic. I haven't gone to film school, so I don't critique these. I critique these films for did I enjoy watching it, and not nitpicking things. I leave that for my historical movies, since I do a lot of historical stuff. And luckily for me, I can turn that part off in my head. Every once in a while, something will go, ooh, and I'll be like, okay, screw it. It's Hollywood. Hollywood screws with everything. Don't pay attention to it. Enjoy the movie for the movie itself. And for this movie, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I haven't figured out what kind of stars I'm going to have, so we're just going to go with stars right now. For pure enjoyment, and because of practical effects, I would give this 5 out of 5. I enjoyed it that much. There was really nothing that I walked away from this film going, oh, they could have done this better. Oh, they could have done that better. I'm sure there was. So, I mean, okay, let's give it 4 out of 5. Because there probably was something that I would have liked to have seen done better. Or there wasn't a whole ton of that's... Okay, you know how, in movies you're sitting there and you're screaming at the screen going, what are you doing? That's stupid. They do a couple of those, but they do it on purpose. And people on, okay, the typical, do we stick together or do we split up? For logical people, we're like, no, you never freaking split up. I mean, that is the typical horror cliche. But they do, but you've got people in the group going, this is stupid. So they're pointing out that, no, this is stupid, splitting up, but for movie's sake, we're going to split up. So even the stupid stuff that you would kind of go, no one in their right mind would do this. They're doing it because, one, I think they're trying to show that in this kind of situation, you're not going to think straight. And no, if you want to get out, you want to get out as fast as you possibly can. Sticking together is going to slow everything down. So at least they did it in groups. They didn't go, you go that way, I go this way, you go that way, and split everyone off singly. No, they at least did it in groups. So I'll give them credit for that. But for my evaluation, I'd give it 4 out of 5. There's probably definitely some things in there that I probably would have liked to see done better. But overall, I think they did an absolute excellent job on this film. So that's about it. But I hope you guys check this film out if you haven't already. I would highly recommend, especially if you like Phasmophobia, if you like, Ghost Hunter Core, those type of games, or you don't like games and you just like movies and you like this genre, if you've not watched this movie, I highly recommend it. But I hope you guys have a great day. If you guys like this video, please give the video a like. If you guys like the channel, you're going to see games and movie reviews on this channel, plus probably some other stuff. Please give the channel a sub so you guys get notified, and click the bell so you guys get notified when I put new stuff out. I am currently right now putting out 3 to 5 things a week, so I'm definitely putting stuff out. I'm trying to do at least one movie review a week, one playthrough type of thing a week, and the rest are usually tutorial videos. Right now, currently Phasmophobia, because that's the biggest game out there right now. But hope you guys have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.